Hello. So as I mentioned in the last couple of weeks ago that I was being hoovered, and since then there have been a couple more attempts, and I basically told my mother to fuck off. And she, she didn't really say anything initially when I just sent her a text, but I woke up this morning and I found a message on my phone, and she left me a message in like this, this shaky voice, and I was really upset that you told me, and it's just so transparent because, that's one of her modes, the shaky voice, but she seems to alternate between nasty, attacking bitch, like, with the, New York accent, nasty bitch, and this poor, helpless, shaky voice. Actually, if you ever watch Ollie Matthews' video, Phone Call with a Narcissistic Mother, I definitely relate to that behavior from the mother, how she goes from this, like, nasty attack mode to, like, poor, helpless old lady, I just wanted to see how you were doing, that type of thing. So, the side of my mother I got this morning on the phone message was the shaky voice, poor little helpless, poor mother. And, saying how upset she was, I don't want to see her, and that, and she kept contradicting herself. She's like, I know we're not gonna fix it, and you told me that the damage was done, but we need to sit down. I go, so it's like, I thought you just said, we're not gonna fix it. She said but then she's saying, it's time we sit down. It's like, well, first of all, bitch, don't tell me what time it is, okay? And what I need to do and when, because it's my life. And, I've been in no contact like 7 or 8 months, but it's not like we hadn't sat down before and tried to rehash this. She just doesn't change for shit. And you try to tell her something, you try to reason with her, it's like talking to, she's got like bricks of shit in her head. It doesn't register. She listens, but then she just debunks it, and everything you say is wrong, and she's always in the right, and none of your points matter. So this whole like sitting down thing to sort it out, it's just useless. We've been down that road before. And then she contradicts herself again and says that we could include my husband as well, when we sit down and go through it, even though she knows he doesn't want to be involved. So it's like, she's just all over the fucking place in this message. In this voice, she's like, I know he doesn't want to be involved, so like, what am I supposed to do? Drag him over there and like force him? I mean, I'm not going to go over there anyway, but it's like she's telling both of us who are grown adults, like, what we need to do. What she wants to do. And then she says that she has a really bad feeling about the whole thing, almost like not like she's upset, almost hinting that something's really not right with me, almost like my husband is somehow abusing me or keeping me away intentionally from her, like it's coming from him and it's not. I have a really bad feeling, and honestly, like, I'm happier than I've been probably ever in my life, and I used to struggle with anxiety, and since I've been no contact, my anxiety is like all but gone, and I'm not an anxious person by nature, like, at all. It's just, I had some anxiety issues as a child, I'm kind of introverted, whatever, but nothing really too serious, but it started to get worse as I got older, and I think it was because of increased time spent around my mother and how she's just such a neurotic psycho. I think her personality is very neurotic and psycho to begin with, but she would see that she was making me anxious as well, and she'd kind of get off on it, so some of it was on purpose. But yeah, since I'm away from her, my anxiety is like nothing now, which is awesome, and it just goes to show you that it never really was me all along. It was just that psycho. She's like, she's telling me she's got a bad feeling about the whole thing, and how she knows I'm struggling with something. It's like, I'm not struggling for shit. I'm not. Like, I'm not struggling at all right now. I mean, yeah, I know I'm not too happy with my job situation. It's temporary, might be ending soon, so I might have a short period of unemployment, but I mean, it is a little depressing, but I have savings, my husband's got a good job. It's just not the end of the world, and I'm not struggling emotionally anymore that I got the fuck away from her. So, I'm really not struggling with anything. She just wishes that I was. So she could turn the whole thing around, like, you're nothing without me. And this is like, she said something to me too, like a teacher talking to a student that's misbehaving, like, I don't know if I'm really being clear here. It's like, what does it matter if you're being clear or not? You're talking to my answering machine. Like, what? I don't know if I'm being clear. It's like, I don't know what kind of feedback she was expecting. I was asleep and she was talking to my answering machine. So, I don't know what kind of feedback she was expecting. And also, I'm an adult. It's not like, I don't know if I'm being clear, like a teacher that's reprimanding a student. Well, she did used to be a teacher, so maybe that's where that comes from. And then again, we need to sit down. Don't tell me what to do, bitch. We need to sit down and clear up and come to an understanding. First of all, no, we don't need to sit down. Don't tell me what to do. And secondly, clear up to come to an understanding. I mean, yeah, I've been in no contact last 7 or 8 months, but we hashed out a lot leading up to that, and there were a lot of arguments, and there was a whole Easter incident, and I think everything that's needed to be said has been said. And I don't think having any more conversations with the woman is going to get us any further, because it's all out there. There's nothing I'm going to say now that she hasn't heard. We need to clear up and come to an understanding. Like, bitch, I know you understand, okay? And the icing on the cake is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but she is going to a therapist, and she told me around the whole Easter incident, Mother's Day, that she was going to look for a therapist to help her with this whole thing. And she said in her message that her therapist tells her that she's doing well with therapy, so, which really doesn't mean shit. I mean, A, she could be making it up, maybe the therapist doesn't think that, and B, you go to therapy for like an hour a week, like, you could bullshit your way through it, and say things the therapist wants to hear, and the therapist thinks you're doing great. So I know that, therapy really doesn't mean much anyway, and a lot of therapists really are very ignorant when it comes to cluster Bs, so that doesn't mean shit for me, saying that. And then the funny thing is, and she was really rambling on in this message, like, this voice like this, like, this poor little voice, and just rambling on, and then the message just cut out. I think because my phone must have like a time limit or something of like 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes this message was, and then just snap, cut. So I think my phone cut her off, which is kind of funny. I played the message for my husband, he knows that too, like, it just stopped at 3 minutes, and she just this rambling, and we need to sit down and come to an understanding, and so, and she's also, she pretends to care about my father too, because like I've mentioned in past videos that his health really isn't great, and he's been very he's abused his body a lot throughout his life, let's just put it that way, and today was his birthday, he's 71, which is just shocking. I don't know how he's lived this long, to be honest with you. So she's like, oh, did you talk to your dad? How's he doing? Like, it's just so fake, because she's always making comments, like, when my aunt passed away, her sister, she's like, oh yeah, your piece of shit father is still alive. So it's like, then she pretends to like care about him. It's just so transparent. So that's basically an update, and I am still no contact, but I didn't really respond to this message. I just figured I'd give you an update on what's been going on, and how there were some more hoovering attempts, and then I was finally like, no, fuck you, I'm done. Just so hopefully she would go away, and she did for a couple of days, and then she left this message on my phone, which really makes me think she's a little psychotic. So that's just an update, and I'm still no contact, but I do still get messages on my phone, so I figured I'd share the message and update, and it's kind of a good laugh, especially, you know, the whole voice and the rambling on. It's validating because it's just more proof that she's really not playing with the full deck anyway. So that's the latest, and I'll see you on the next video.